Welcome to this explainer. Okay, picture this. You're sitting there and you feel that very real, very stressful internal tension we digital agencies face almost every single day. A client asks for some incredibly complex WordPress feature, and you're just sitting there trying to figure out how to confidently deliver it without, completely breaking a sweat. Well, let's dive right in, because the solution we're exploring today, specifically partnering with a white label WordPress developer like Viral Chili, it's a total game changer. It literally has the power to completely transform your agency's trajectory.
We all know that sinking feeling, right? You're on a kickoff call. The client is super pumped, and then, boom, they ask for something that is decidedly way outside your team's comfort zone. You're smiling on the webcam, but inside your head, you're screaming, wait, can our team actually build this? It completely forces your hand. You have to quietly figure out if you're going to invent some clunky workaround, maybe scale the project down to fit what your internal team can actually manage, or, the absolute worst case scenario, just reject the project entirely and refer them away.
So, that hesitation you're feeling, it actually has a name. It's rooted in what we call the capability gap. Basically, it's that awkward, stressful space between a client's really difficult technical request and your internal team's confidence to actually pull it off. But here is the absolute crucial takeaway for us today. Bringing in a dependable partner, like Viral Chili, can completely close that gap. And I mean across the entire spectrum of technical demands. They take that anxiety and turn it into sheer, undeniable delivery confidence. Here is our quick roadmap for today's explainer. 1. The dreaded capability gap. 2. Solving performance and scale. 3. Taming complex custom features. 4. Unlocking revenue and retention. And 5. Your new competitive advantage. Let's get to it. Section 1. The dreaded capability gap. Turning no into yes. Section 2. Solving performance and scale. Let's look at the very first major hurdle agencies face, because honestly, here is the harsh reality. Every single difficult request that you handle with uncertainty is quietly costing your agency the relationship over the long run. When clients demand instant mobile loading but their current site is dragging, generalist teams usually just resort to guesswork. It's all trial and error. But the white label specialists at Viral Chili? No way. They use highly structured performance audits. They don't just guess, they pinpoint the exact root causes. We're talking heavy images, render blocking scripts, sluggish server response times, plug and bloat, database inefficiency, the whole shebang. They implement real remediation that produces lasting improvement, not just slapping a temporary band-aid on it.
Now, to put things into perspective, consider this massive statistic. When it comes to scaling e-commerce, a whopping 68% of small business owners cite website performance under growth as their primary concern. Almost 7 out of 10. These e-commerce requests come in at every budget level, and the challenge isn't just building a store that works for them today. The real challenge is building one that holds up when the client's ambitions inevitably catch up with their grand vision. That means designing for growth right from the starting line is absolutely non-negotiable. Seriously, if you build a store without scalability in mind, you're setting yourself up for an incredibly awkward and, let's face it, expensive rebuild conversation about 18 months down the road. Viral Chili's WooCommerce specialists totally prevent this. They implement proper catalog architecture and checkout structures from day one. They make sure the store is rock solid, which means your agency can confidently win over e-commerce clients that your competitors simply cannot handle reliably.
Section 3. Taming complex custom features.
So this is where the gap between what agencies promise and what they can actually deliver becomes painfully obvious. Let's talk about those highly technical requests that just completely break standard off-the-shelf plugins. Maybe a really sophisticated client needs a headless WordPress architecture using modern front-end frameworks. Or maybe they need complex multilingual configurations or bespoke custom functionality like a highly specific booking system. Whatever it is, white label developers provide the exact technical expertise you need to execute it flawlessly. They build these features cleanly in maintainable bespoke code so you're not dumping a mountain of technical debt onto your client's lap for years to come. Let's just zoom in on one of those for a second. Multilingual sites. A proper implementation requires absolute precision, correct Heflin configuration, structured content workflows for each language, consistent performance across the board, and total protection against SEO degradation. If you get multiple languages wrong, it's like knocking over a house of cards. It creates massive SEO and user experience disasters that totally undermine the international expansion your client was dreaming of. But a white label partner does it right from the very beginning. They take a daunting technical hurdle and turn it into a perfectly smooth delivery.
Section 4. Unlocking revenue and retention. Because, the work really doesn't stop at launch. Beyond the initial build, handling post-launch maintenance and checkout optimization requests are just massive opportunities. They are constantly overlooked chances to secure ongoing retention and reliable recurring revenue. Just think about a client complaining that their checkout process is losing them sales. They've looked at their analytics, they see a revenue leak, and they want it fixed right now. While white label developers can systematically crush cart abandonment through very specific, advanced development level improvements. Stuff like optimizing the page load speed specifically on the checkout flow, streamlining those clunky form fields, strategically placing trust signals, and massively enhancing mobile usability. These aren't just quick design tweaks, they require serious under-the-hood development chops.
And here's the beautiful part. Checkout optimization directly connects your agency's technical work to the client's actual bottom line. Fixing checkout performance is literally the clearest opportunity you have to demonstrate direct, measurable revenue impact. When a client actually sees their cart abandonment rate drop, they connect that new revenue straight back to your agency's capability. It makes it one of the most high-value, high-praise engagements you can possibly deliver. Furthermore, what exactly happens after the site is running flawlessly? A partner like Viral Chili can actually power structured maintenance retainers entirely under your agency's brand. They handle the gritty stuff, security monitoring, plugin updates, performance checks, and backup verification, all on a super reliable schedule. So you're taking what used to be a really awkward, informal conversation about ongoing support and turning it into predictable monthly pricing, crystal clear deliverables, and absolute peace of mind for your client.
Section 5. Your new competitive advantage. When you can confidently execute these really tough requests, it completely transforms the trajectory of your agency in the marketplace. Every single time your agency handles a complex request well, it's a data point. It's a data point that builds deep client trust. On the flip side, every request you handle with uncertainty, every time you scope something down or just redirect them entirely, that's a data point that raises doubt. Over time, through dozens of interactions, these data points add up. They accumulate into the client's overall perception of who you are. They decide whether your clients see you as merely adequate or genuinely, undeniably capable. I absolutely love this quote from our source material. Build the capability to say yes clearly and mean it. Man, that hits the nail on the head. By utilizing a white label WordPress partner like Viral Chili to deliver on everything from deep headless architecture to instant mobile speeds, you forcefully shift that accumulation of data points toward confident delivery. You end up building the most durable competitive advantage possible, simply because you are actually doing what everybody else is only promising. I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. What will your agency accomplish when you never have to turn down a complex technical request again? Just imagine that. If you are ready to stop redirecting your most challenging client requests and start turning them into your most loyal, high-value relationships, it is time to close that capability gap once and for all. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer. Start looking at those complex requests not as scary threats, but as your absolute greatest opportunities for growth. Catch you next time.